Okay, a lot of people are speaking about the potential of going after, specifically going after this Assange person. Okay, I'm not even quite sure if Assange himself wouldn't enjoy this. He seems to be bringing lightning rod attention. I mean, WikiLeaks, when I've overlooked the art, the amount of work they've done, the architecture, we say it's a basically WikiLeaks is at its core open source collaborative project like Wikipedia, with a large group of private people, but they've got large numbers of virtual. Bringing the servers down doesn't seem to be possible because they have servers and replicated all over the world. They're in different classification. They architected a system to make it very, very easy to distribute these projects. Assange is sort of taking a lot of pressure onto himself, personified in a way that Bin Laden is personified for a larger group movement, Al Qaeda. Assange seems happy to take the glory or the prestige or the heat or whatever it is. But this is obviously a large group of people, and there's obviously a lot of very talented technical people with the skills in development, dissemination, architecture, and design who are going to be able to do this. The fact of the matter is this: I think President Obama is spot on trying to calm this down. I'm trying to be cool because this is the future. This isn't even the future. This is the present. Okay? What has been done with this WikiLeaks is just a milestone, a demonstration of what is happening every single day. Our culture, with the development of the internet, is just leaking information like crazy. You can basically anybody who has an iPad phone or an iPad or an Android or anything that can do layer, you can go around and just look around, and people who don't realize it while they're twittering that they have their geo positioning turned on, and you can, I have seen this, you can see who lives in the houses around you in the neighborhoods. You see their twits, they have their faces on their twits. You see them tweeting. You walk down the street, you can hold up in a dense urban area where there's a lot of tweeting, and you can see people talking to their friends about what they're going to go out and do. If you follow Twitter or any of the other social networks, you can easily search and find the people who are doing all kinds of criminal stuff. I've seen on Flickr people not only just promoting prostitution or people distributing underage pornographic material quickly, openly on Flickr. That's pretty obvious, pretty easy to find out. That network is pretty extended there. Impossible to bring it down because there's so many nodes are so interconnected. You take Assange down, you give him a chance to go in front of a court. He'll make some big dramatic case about free speech, and the long tail of the tens of thousands of volunteers who want to keep themselves private, who actually maintain this, will just be motivated. We can't stop this. And the right wing in the United States is showing kind of the same thing they showed at the War of Terror. They thought they were going to go crush it and stop it. We'll see how well that went. They didn't go. They went after it, a military trying to crush this down. So we just need to realize right now, no matter what our opinions about WikiLeaks are almost unimportant because the decision's already been made. We've already embraced the internet. We've got collaborative development, open source, open group collaborative development. We've already embraced the network society. We've already embraced globalization. I mean, anyone nowadays, if you want a piece of code written and you're concerned about writing a code in the United States, you can go on a website. You can find a developer in India. You can use PGP. You can send an encrypted code to him. He can write that code for you in India or Russia or Brazil. I mean, hackers are constantly breaking into computers. This is what our entire world is like. And what Assange is a classic figure in the information age, like Bill Gates, like like Google to an extent, like Facebook. A person or organization or personality that steps forward to claim the creativity of something that is actually bigger than them and to profit from them. Okay? we tend to, as a culture, think that maybe, he runs WikiLeaks, so it must be his activity. That Zuckerberg invented social networking. If you look at the social network movie that came out, it almost seems you get this moment where he has the ideal to realize to have people put their relationship status on the side of their bar, which is kind of ridiculous. I mean, it was an ongoing thing, and it was just something people would have done anyways. I mean, they would have said, I'm in a relationship or not. Um, you look at Twitter, and Twitter is like one of the most successful developing Web 2.0 products right out there right now, and they've even given up. They're just like, everybody out there, do what you want. It's bigger right now than any government that can take it down. Okay, if we arrest Assange and try him for these cases and send him in jail, it will just make him a figure in t-shirts and posters. Okay, but what's already happening will continue to happen, and if anything, it would get worse, because a lot of people, myself included, are sitting on the fence on this one. We're not quite sure what we feel about this particular organization's activities. I'm tending to think that this is kind of egomania and irresponsibility, but I'm still always I'm seeing it from both sides, because I can't help it. I can't help but see this from both sides. I do go to the WikiLeaks site. I do look up the files. I do read a lot of the memos, because I'm curious about this stuff. I can't help it. I'm curious about the gossip about world leaders. Is what I'm interested in. I think certainly a number of people like myself, if Assange was prosecuted, would be more motivated to, maybe instead of working on the Linux project or the Wikipedia project, or developing YouTube videos, or creating PHP projects, or doing Twittering projects, or anything like that, would decide to contribute their time to things like WikiLeaks. Okay, so quite literally, the only thing that the United States government can actually do in this situation is contain it, and almost any aggressive act would simply make it worse. I think it's just, it's obvious, and it's being played for political opportunism. Why can't you particularly get this guy? But I think it's very, very smart on Obama's side to not directly confront this, because literally Obama is much smarter than these other people, and he understands, quite frankly, that there's absolutely no putting the toothpaste back in the tube. To quote the Watergate tapes, another set of tapes that were leaked out. It's out there. There's really nothing we can do about this. This is our future. And actually, these mass dumps of private information, of secure information, this massive revealing of other people's, this massive telling of secrets, this massive spying, interrogating, cracking, is just going on continually. This is the world we live in. Okay? Unless, I don't even think we could change it if we wanted to. I don't see any possibility of that. And so, well, it's almost like our feelings or our judgments about WikiLeaks and about Assange are a kind of luxury, but they're unconnected to the reality of this particular event, which is, welcome to the 21st century, welcome to the information age, welcome to the age of collaboration. It started off where ordinary people had the presumption to write an encyclopedia, and they wrote the biggest, most used encyclopedia in the world, right? They got to write their own operating system. This process is also people to writing and cracking code. This process of groups of people globally, okay, creating web projects that no one can regulate and no one can control, and get out of the hands of businesses, and if it's Bank of America gives information, gets out of the hands of Bank of America. It's just inevitable. Okay? End of story.